Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler V, series V's I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, tell them I'm doing this, folks. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what Mike has on somebody, but that dude has some incriminating photos on some very powerful people. It's gotta be. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work. I found some shit to review for you. That is definitely the case today. I got off work a little while ago, and originally I was just going to hit up like a McDonald's or some shit on the way home because I didn't really eat much for lunch. But I was like, you know what, man, let's hit up the Thorntons. You know, I like Thorntons, but it's been a while since I've gone there. I've been kind of trying to, conserve gas and stuff and everything because I've been kind of taking trips out to concerts and stuff. So I haven't, the Thorntons is a little bit out of my way. But I was like, fuck it, man, let's do Thorntons. So I get out to Thornton's, and they're like, bet, guess what? While you were gone, we got new items in. So, one of said new items happens to be, boom! It's a fucking Mike's Hot Honey Chicken and Waffle Breakfast Sandwich. Okay. So yeah, man, and if you're unaware of, like, my whole thing with the Mike's thing, for whatever reason, 2024 has been the year of hot honey. Like, it existed beforehand, for sure. But this year, like, again, Mike has got to have some shit on somebody. Because it is just a whole thing. This has prompted me, in fact, to do two things. Number one, I have an entire playlist now for just hot honey-related items. It's called Hot Honey is the Money. That's the name of the playlist. So this will end up on that playlist. And then it also prompted me to come up with a stupid-ass jingle, which is Hot Honey 24, we got what you're looking for, which is stupid as shit, but I'm going to do it every time because I came up with it. So anyway, let's try a hot honey chicken and waffles breakfast sandwich thing from Thornton's. If you're unfamiliar, Thornton's a gas station chain. Okay. It's got cheese on it. I wasn't expecting cheese. But okay, cheese. Alright, and then it looks like that. Ha ha ha! We gotta do the thing like that. Ha 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 ha! Let's try out a chicken waffles thing with hot honey on it. It's not bad. It reminds me quite a bit of Wendy's. They have a breakfast menu item. It's like a chicken and like maple sandwich or some shit. This reminds me a lot of that. Even like the sweetness profile. Like, even though it's honey instead of maple, they're both sort of like earthy kind of sweetnesses. Okay. Texture on the waffle is okay. I mean, I'll give it credit, like, it's very defined. Reminds me a little bit of the White Castle fucking chicken and waffle breakfast items that they have. Yeah. I mean, it's hitting basically those same lines. It is a little bit dry. I will say that. And I actually took issue with that with another Thornton's chicken sandwich like over a year ago now. I think it was like dreadfully dry. This isn't too bad, but definitely helps you having to have a drink nearby. By the way, I just got through reviewing, boom, some Pepsi Cola Soda Shop. Go watch that review. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice mix of sweet and savory. I like sweet and savory as a mix. I like chicken and waffles. I think chicken waffles are fucking great. One day I want to go over there, go into the city, and get myself some proper chicken and waffles. Maybe do a review, because I do love chicken and waffles. But I mean, yeah, I'll give Thornton's a certain amount of credit. They are one of those gas station chains where, like, they actually do, like, heat up their, like, their food items, like, in proper ovens and stuff. Like, they have people who are kind of dedicated to doing that stuff. So it's not just being tossed in a microwave. So, you know, comes out a little bit better. But not by leaps and bounds. Like, at the end of the day, this was definitely still, like, a frozen product that, you know, got put in a fucking oven to be warmed up. You know, it's not going to be anything amazing, but the texture on the waffles is nice. It's firm enough that you can hold on to it, but at the same time, you know, it breaks apart nicely. It's got a little bit of a crunch to it on certain parts. Honestly, the point that I'm most disappointed in, and I'm not surprised, is the hot honey, because it does add a sweetness to it, for sure, but problem is, in this type of setting, again, where it's, you know, frozen food that's just been reheated, yeah, you do get, like, occasional little pockets where the hot honey flavor comes out a little bit more, but not nearly as much as I would like, especially since Mike's hot honey is really good, to be fair. But I don't need Mike coming after me. But the thing is, like I say, it just kind of takes the place of where normally you would have, like, a maple sweetness, you know, like a honey sweetness. It's not entirely dissimilar, but it is different. And then you really don't get any of the heat. That's the thing. Like, this could have just been a honey and chicken biscuit, and I would have just believed you. But for what it is, and the chicken itself is fine. It's, you know, it's a little fucking chicken thing. It's tender enough. It's got some flavor. This idea I like, but it needs to be one of those things where, like, it's actually made, you know, to order, or, like, in a proper setting where they can do, like, maybe a, you know, full drizzle with the hot honey. As a pre-prepared thing, it's obviously going to be lacking quite a bit. But I can kind of get down with it. Like, it's not bad. There's nothing I actively dislike about it. My biggest criticism is it's just a little dry. Which, you know, again, it's a pre-prepared item. Two questions have to be asked, so would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Sure and kinda. Like, I'm not gonna give it a ringing endorsement. It's, you know, it's a gas station food item. To be fair, I have reviewed some that I've been pretty fond of over the years, even from Thornton's. But just the setting itself tends to limit the capacity that it can really aspire to. And this one, though, for being what it is, I could see myself getting it again on occasion. You know, if I hit up a Thornton's sporadically, if it's available there as a breakfast item. Because if nothing else, it's something different than just, you know, the sausage, bacon, eggs that tends to be all the breakfast item stuff. I do like the sweet and savory aspect to it. You know, I honestly just wish that there was more of the hot honey flavor. I think that would have really kind of helped elevate it, especially missing the heat. You know, it's like, but again, I could see grabbing it every now and again. I don't think it's like something that I go out of my way for. And if I'm recommending it, it kind of runs that similar gambit where it's just like, yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, sure, but don't go out of your way for it. If you happen to live near a Thornton's, or you happen to be driving by one, or you stop in one, or whatever, sure, pick it up. It's not bad. It's nothing spectacular, though. It's, you know, it's a gas station breakfast sandwich. Putting some Mike's Hot Honey on it, while, again, it does improve it a little bit, it's not going to fundamentally change what it is, but I'll give them credit. I think there's a little bit of effort put into this particular one, so that's just me. 5 things before I get out of here. Excuse me. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go with your episodes of truly chicken and waffles, fantastic rest of your life. Chicken and waffles is just great. I don't know how it came to be. But I know that it's amazing and delicious, and I'm sorry that it took so long in my life for me to become aware of it. Because I didn't have chicken and waffles until I was like sometime in high school. So, but final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're gonna try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, do you like chicken and waffles? Or do you hate it? You know, some people I know, some of my viewers do not enjoy the sweet and savory combination, but, you know, yeah, what's your opinion on chicken and waffles? Is it something that you're down with? Is it something you don't understand? One of my best friends, he's like, I'm not fundamentally against the idea on paper. He's like, I just don't get it. I don't understand why the chicken with the waffles, I don't understand the mixing of the things. It's confusing to me, which I can kind of understand because it's like, again, how did it come about? But, yeah, comment to that effect, you know, or any other breakfast items, you know. What's your opinion on breakfast overall? Honestly, I'm a lunch and dinner guy. I'll do breakfast, but like I like having more options, and breakfast always seems more limited. But same time, it has some really banging food. So anyway,